Well, state law says students in South Carolina public schools are not supposed to return to class until at least the third Monday in August.
But this year, all but 2 districts will already be back in school by that point, with some back in the classroom this week.
Yeah, State House reporter Mary Green explains how they're accomplishing that and why some say the jury is still out on whether it's a good idea.
By the end of this week, 6 South Carolina school districts will already be back in the classroom, and a dozen will have returned before the calendar flips to August. That's despite a state law saying no students should be back for about another month.
Yeah, it was a little bit shocking to us to hear how early some of them are going back.
They're allowed to do it by adopting what's known as a year-round modified school calendar. That doesn't necessarily mean they're in school year-round, but it does give them added flexibility in their schedule, including when they set their first day. This year, 70 districts have adopted these calendars and will begin school technically before state law says they can on August 19th, when the last 2 districts return. That's up from previous years. Last year, 61 districts went back before the third Monday, and the year before, just 21 did. Sherry East with the South Carolina Education Association says the jury's still out on whether this trend is beneficial or if it needs some closer oversight.
We're kind of watching to see. We're hearing a lot of complaints right now because it shortened your summer one summer. But then next year you'll make up for it. You'll get out earlier.
East says some teachers who work in districts where a modified calendar has been in place for a few years like how it provides more breaks throughout the year. But she adds they do have some concerns about the lack of uniformity statewide for families that might have to move in late summer.
Let's say you lived at Myrtle Beach and you decided to move to Aiken. Your child's already missed 3 weeks of school. So you're really putting a student behind if they move around in our state to one of these districts that started early.
And with so many districts adopting modified calendars this year, it raises the question of whether the state law setting that mandatory start date is now obsolete. East says she believes it's certainly worth lawmakers taking a closer look at it. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.